Hey guys, welcome to Astrology with the 8th House Siren. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. If you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed at this point, you're just a hater. I'm an astrologer. I do readings. I have the link to book with me on all of my social medias. That includes Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone used that new moon in Virgo that we just had to reset their life, deep clean their place, and just get organized. I did not. I didn't use the new moon for that, but I hope y'all did. So normally we would start with the astro sip of the day, but y'all, I'm trying to cut back on sugar. Venus is currently transiting my first house of self. Venus typically brings indulgence or like the urge to indulge, but I am trying to keep things under control this time around. That being said, I would like to replace the astro sip segment with another regular segment. I am not completely throwing it away, just kind of, giving it a break, looking for ways to switch it up. So if you have any ideas for another segment, let me know, but just know I'm in the lab. But okay, y'all, let's move on to this week's forecast. We are doing the forecast for August 29th through September 3rd. This week starts off with the sun in Virgo squaring Mars in Gemini. So I want to talk about this transit a little bit because this transit is going to be happening for a while and I know that the Virgos are not going to like it. We're in Virgo season and Virgo is typically about getting organized, things going perfectly because they typically don't accept anything less than perfect and just being able to focus on exactly what you want to focus on. With the sun in Virgo squaring Mars and Gemini, this Virgo season can be a little more chaotic than Virgos would like. Staying focused is going to be a little difficult. Getting other people to stay focused is going to be even more difficult. People are more susceptible to making mistakes with Mars being in Gemini. So Virgos, I really just want you guys to remind yourself that perfection does not exist and give yourself grace this season and give other people grace. But speaking of accidents, people who do a lot of intricate work, be very careful with injuries and just taking care of your hands during this season or during this transit, I should say. So like mechanics, hairstylists, specifically braiders, people who do a lot of work with their hands and wrists. Be mindful of like aches and pains. If you need a break, take a break because people who do a lot of work with their hands are a little bit more susceptible to injury during this time. Let's talk about something positive. On Monday, we also have the moon in Libra conjunct Mercury in Libra. So we have the planet of communication conjunct the planet of emotions. Both planets will be at 3 degrees, so they'll be sitting right on top of each other. Great day for advertising, things that pertain to beauty, aesthetics, indulgence, and things that you make with your hands. So, say you make cupcakes or treats, or you make clothing, anything pertaining to fashion, decor, cosmetics, jewelry, you do decorations for events, or you come in and you transform spaces for events, things like that. So for real, after you're done watching this video, go figure out how you're going to market your stuff on Monday. On Monday, we'll also have Mercury in Libra trine Mars in Gemini. We'll actually be experiencing the energy of this transit all week. So my advice for this transit is to stay on top of checking your emails, check your DMs, because you never know who is trying to reach out to you. This is really good energy for making connections, networking, things like that. So if one of your goals is to work with a brand or something like that, I would suggest turning those email notifications on. Another transit we're going to be dealing with all week is Mercury in Libra opposing Jupiter in Aries. I don't recommend solo trips or anything like that this week. If you absolutely have to travel solo, just make sure someone knows where you're going. Keep someone up to date on your location. So on Tuesday, August 30th, we are starting things off with the moon in Libra trining Saturn in Aquarius. This will be happening on both Tuesday and Wednesday. So this is great energy for getting groups together. So if you have been trying to plan something with a friend group and people are just not cooperating, they're all over the place, this is a good day to get all of them together in that group chat and say like, listen y'all, what are we doing? Let's make these plans. The moon in Libra will also be squaring Pluto in Capricorn on both Tuesday and Wednesday. This note is specifically for Libra risings or those with Libra in the 6th house or those who with a Libra moon or those who are just susceptible to skin infections and flare-ups, things like that, like eczema or psoriasis. Be diligent about just your lifestyle and your health during this week. Minimize stress and drink your water. Now this next part is for everybody because Libra also rules the kidneys. So with it squaring Pluto in Capricorn. People might be more susceptible to dehydration, not remembering to drink water, things like that. So drink your water. On Wednesday, August 31st, we have the moon in Libra, sextile Venus in Leo at 29 degrees. Ooh. So for those who don't know, 29 is what we call a critical degree. It's great energy for promoting yourself, launching products, or initiating projects. Now that I think about it, this is a great day for like the beauty girls or the estheticians or people who provide beauty services, because you have a lot of opportunity here to market yourself and launch things. So y'all launch that line, put out those products, start selling those products. Launch that YouTube channel, that beauty YouTube channel. And I know it's Virgo season, so everyone has that little voice in the back of their head like, oh, like it's not perfect enough. Everything isn't exactly how I want it. Post the content. Post the content. You can always make adjustments later. Now, yeah, you want to put your best foot forward, but we're working with good energy for that, right? So we have arrived at Thursday, September 1st, where we will start things off with the sun in Virgo, sextile the moon in Scorpio. First of all, what a great way to start off spooky season with the moon being in Scorpio. And for those who do not know, spooky season starts September 1st. I don't know who told you October 1st, but they're wrong. But the sun in Virgo, sextile the moon in Scorpio is great energy for research, analyzing data, investigative journalism. Girlies, where y'all at? This is your day. On this day, we also have the sun in Virgo trining Uranus in Taurus. This is a good day for industries pertaining to like science, agriculture, health, and nutrition. So if you work in that field and you are like, working on innovating something or like discovering, now listen, I'm not a science and math girl, so I don't know what the heck y'all do, but this is a day where you might discover something or find a new way to do the things that y'all do. And we'll be experiencing this transit Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Would like to bring everyone's attention to this moon in Scorpio squaring Saturn in Aquarius transit. We'll experience this transit on both Thursday and Friday, and it is very much giving compromised privacy on an institutional level. So for most of you, that means compromised privacy at work. Don't be that one person that's caught by a phishing email at your job. That's embarrassing. Be extra diligent about working with classified information, things like that. On Friday, September 2nd, we are starting things off with the moon in Scorpio squaring Venus in Leo. This is not the day to be surprising someone with like a grand gesture where all eyes will be on them. Think about whether you're coordinating that surprise or that grand gesture for them, or is it for you and your ego? On this day, we also have the moon in Scorpio, sextile Pluto in Capricorn, which is also energy for compromised information, compromised privacy, but the good kind. For example, something could be brought to light that actually needs to be revealed, like unethical practices or something like that. So finally, we have arrived at Saturday, September 3rd, and we're starting things off with the sun in Virgo squaring the moon in Sagittarius. This is not the day to do any tasks that require great attention to detail. Moon in Sagittarius will also be sextile Venus in Leo. Comedians, people who want to get on stage and show people how funny they are, or they've been, looking for the right time to try their stand-up routine. This is a good day to do it. People are more likely to, find you likable, which means that they might find you funny. But also the liquor is going to be hitting, right? So we know when people drink, they're more loose, they're more likely to laugh at you. The moon in Sagittarius will also be opposing Mars in Gemini. Y'all, this is not the time to be winging it. If you know where you're going, sure. But if you are not sure, turn on that GPS. This is also not the time to be multitasking in the car. So don't be doing your makeup, balancing your spreadsheet, stirring in the water in your ready-made mac and cheese while you're driving. Focus on the road. Lastly, the moon in Sagittarius will be trining Jupiter in Aries. This is great energy for teaching and learning. So if you are a tutor, things should go really well on this day. People will quickly grasp the material. If you are trying to learn something new, if you're trying to learn a new skill, this is a great day to do that as well. Okay, y'all, that was this week's forecast. Let's move on to Q&A. Okay, today's question asks about day charts versus night charts. So first, let's talk about how to know whether you have a day chart or a night chart. So first you want to go on astro.com, pull up your birth chart. If your sun is located below the hemisphere indicated in your birth chart, then you have a night chart. If your sun is located above the hemisphere indicated in your chart, then you have a day chart. So I think the main thing to remember when trying to figure out how a day chart versus a night chart affects you is which planet is your greater benefic and your greater malefic. In astrology, we have planets that are historically, good or easy, and planets that are historically challenging, we'll say. I talk a lot more about this on my planet video, which I will link in the description for this video. If you have a day chart, your greater benefic is Jupiter, which means that Jupiter is going to be more impactful when it comes to figuring out when good things will happen. And then Mars is your greater malefic, and that'll show you, or that planet will be more impactful when you're trying to figure out what time periods are going to be more challenging for you. The same concept applies for night charts, except for with a night chart, your greater benefic is Venus and your greater malefic is Saturn. I highly recommend watching that planet video because that'll help all of this come together. But yeah, I hope that answered your question. If you have a question that you would like to ask, you can literally ask it anywhere. Throw it in the comments, DM me on Instagram or my stories or something like that, or use the Q&A feature on TikTok, and it might end up on one of these videos. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.